All right, we'll go ahead and get started with the Pitt press conference with head coach Mike Bell and student athletes Kai Wegner and David Leslie. We'll get things started with an opening statement from Coach, and then we'll take questions from the media. Coach, whenever you're ready.
Yeah. It's Pittsburgh Baseball. That's the only way you can describe it right there. So proud of these guys. Wasn't sexy, some of the defensive miscues, but the at-bats, again, us putting pressure on them in the first inning. And I think we're better off in that situation where our offense can come out and thump it first. To put up a 4 spot early on against the ACC Pitcher of the Year, a future first-rounder, it just showed, hey, we're here to play ball. And even when times got tough in the middle there, guys like this to my left, what he's been able to do here over the last several days, just carrying this team on the back, and then the guy to my right, it just shows our lineup. Nestler was not going to be his last at-bat in a Pitt uniform, for sure. Carrier gets when I say this, a marginal call that puts him in a 2-strike count. But here's a guy that hit 20 home runs on the year, and all he did was take his walk to get the next guy to the plate. And then Kai did what he did, and David finished it off. So that's Pittsburgh Baseball at its best right there.
We'll take questions now. Start.
Kai, can you walk us through the second home run, the moment there? Obviously, it's you're down to the last strike, I believe, too. And if you don't even get on base, the game's over. Walk us through what the pitch was and the moment, because obviously, there's nothing bigger than that.
Yeah. It was big for those two guys to get on before. That bat itself, I was just trying to get a base knock, trying to get that guy in from second, just trying to be simple. He fooled me pretty good on the pitch before. In all honesty, I thought he was going to throw it again. I was still staying on heater and, just kind of ran into it. So.
David, just a really gutsy performance out of the bullpen after you go 6 1/3 against Louisville. How did you feel going out there, and as this outing went on, you sort of gained confidence?
Oh yeah, definitely. I felt ready to go out there. I'm ready to do what I can for the team if whatever is asked. But as I went along, gained confidence for sure, especially that last inning after Kai did what he did. It's pretty fun going back out there for that 9th inning.
Trey's continued his big-time tournament, multi-hit day again today with a home run. Talk about just his week as a whole and how it's continued.
I think what people keep talking about, like you said, everybody wants to look at the home runs and what he's doing. I think he's made 2 or 3 of the best defensive plays that I've seen in the tournament to kind of stifle what could be potential, RBI situations or momentum for a team. So he's played phenomenal. And I know he wants that ground ball back, there in the 8th inning. And when we took the mound visit, we kind of told him, guys, if we're going to hold him right where we're at right here, we're going to score. Kinnear's coming out of the game. We're going to score. This offense will not be denied. But again, I think Trey is just another piece of a lengthy lineup that I think is arguably one of the best in the country. That's okay.
Pitching, not to get lost, is Eddie Spink.
Yeah.
Setting the tone right out of the gate. I don't know why that name escapes me. But
we call him Schmanker. That's good.
With him, when you go into a game like this, we've had the previous games you've had. What was the pitching plan, and how closely did you stay?
Yeah, I've been a pitching coach for a long time, as well as a head coach, and we've had to do some things this year that I've never done before, and that was part of it. I got with the staff last night, and we're like, okay, who's going to open this up? You can call him a starter nowadays, but nobody's really going 7, 8, 6, 7 innings anymore. You're opening it up. And when we looked at our series in Tallahassee, he did not pitch there, number one. So they had not seen that. I felt like some of his arsenal and his pitch selection were good matchups against their hitters. And mainly as Devin and I looked at it, we just felt like his ability to throw strikes. He's been a back end of the guy for us. I think he closed it out on 4 pitches the other night with 2 hitters. But I thought he would be able to handle the moment, whether it was a 1 inning, 2 inning, 4 innings. We just trusted the guy more than anything. And when he gave us 4, Man, he sweat a lot tonight. He did. Oh, Schmaker. We were so proud of him. He will not be pitching tomorrow, I can tell you that.
Coach, with the advanced metrics, the RPI, the strength of schedule, what you guys have done in this tournament, it's a 14 conference wins now. The way you guys have played the Screams tournament team, do you feel that you guys have done enough and making that case for a tournament resume?
Thank you for asking that, number one. It doesn't matter whether I feel this is a tournament team. I know this is a tournament team. As we talked about it as a team after beating Wake the other night, I said, fellas, you just matched up and beat Louisville and Wake. That's the equivalent of a 3 seed and a 2 seed in a regional. You have the opportunity to go get a 1 seed now, which they just did win. The last time I checked, the regionals that I've been part as a coach, when you beat a 3 seed, a 2 seed, or win 3 games in a regional, you move on to a super regional. This league from top to bottom, arguably 1 to 16 can compete in a regional. I don't know what the metrics are going to say, the RPIs. I keep hearing about eye test from the chair. I know this, if anybody's watching this ball club, there's about 16 host sites that don't want it coming there. So if you're asking me if this is a regional team, I know this is a postseason team. We just got to go beat 2 more 1 seeds over the next 2 days, and then we don't have to worry about it. But if you're asking me, these guys know they're a regional type team.
David, I want to ask you this. Coach started off saying this is Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
And this is obviously your first year here coming in from D3. 168 pitches this week. You've been essentially the epitome of that. And how has it been to try and adopt that mentality for a team that it's not been to a regional in 30 years?
Yeah. I'd say for how it's been, it's easy because the guys I'm around, they're going to push you because they are gritty. First guy that comes to mind is Caden Doolin. He's what you think of when you think of gritty. But yeah, I think just being around those guys, it makes you want to go out and do what you normally want. And so I'm happy to go out there, and a little arm pain isn't going to kill me. So I'm good.
Well, people don't know, like Caden missed 2 games against Notre Dame last week to finish the season because he had 6 stitches put in his hand, on his glove hand. Now, he also has to swing a bat with that hand as well, too. But as he said, Caden is the grittiest Pittsburgh player there is. Like, he wants to win. I'm not going to say he wants to win more than Coach Bell, but is right up there with it. And that's what these guys, so many guys over the last weeks, Coach, I want the ball. Coach, I'm ready with the ball. I want to do this. But they want it for each other. That's the beautiful part about it.
You guys, you talk about Super Regional tomorrow, and you have a big-time opponent in North Carolina, and you already saw this year.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about things you've seen and what it's going to take to get it done against that squad.
I'm going to have to go back and look at notes.
Yeah.
I know that they'll probably throw their 2 relievers, which they normally do. Honestly, we're so in the moment with what we had here today. It's a very athletic lineup. It's a good mix of left-handed and right-handed power. They don't beat themselves. And the one thing that I walked away from Chapel Hill was the most complete team, offensively, defensively. When their pitchers needed to make pitches, whether it's a strikeout, double play ball, the defense is very rangy. So like I said, I'm not prepared for it, but I know I'm listening to a bunch of stuff, and I have the ultimate respect for Coach Forbes, Coach Gaines, what they do there. We know it's a tough challenge. We know we're going to go back, shuffle the deck, figure out who wants to be Schminky and open it up, and find out somebody can finish it. But I know these guys will become ready to play.
Last one down.
Coach, there's been about 6 times where I looked in the batter's box and got confused thinking Luke Cantwell was still here. Carter Deerdorf breaks the walks record held by Cantwell. What's Carter Deerdorf meant to this, coming in here from West Georgia, not really, nobody else really knows anything about him.
Yeah.
And he just walks and walks and walks.
He hits home runs, too.
Yeah.
And he had a big one at Stanford earlier in the year, which was a conference win, and his defense has gotten a lot better. Cantwell texted me yesterday. I can't repeat what it said. It's outrageous. He's doing his thing. But you're right, the development. And when I say that, I've said it time and time again. Our staff, top to bottom, they're the best in the country. whether we're working with the pitchers, the hitters, the defense, they get the most out of these guys. They don't all come as 5-star blue chippers. We come from different areas. As I like to say, we're fishing in different ponds. Grove City, right?
Mm-hmm.
Northern Colorado. At the end of the day, there's certain things that these guys do in the recruiting process that we've identified in the portal, and we like those attributes. But we also know that we can develop these other areas and make them better. And I think our staff does a phenomenal job of that.
Thanks, guys. See you tomorrow.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Is Northern Colorado UNC?